Hey team, how do you teach kids about taxes? This is what I do. Here's your dessert, but first, the daddy tax.
Daddy!
The thing that makes the daddy tax so perfect is it teaches kids about taxation, and more importantly, taxation without representation. They got no say, and so when the daddy tax comes, then they know nothing is going to stop it. So taxes are a really complicated topic. So many people struggle with this, and how do you get your kids to understand what taxes are all about, why they're important, are they important, why people like them, why people hate them. It's a conversation worth having with your kids, and I think it's really illustrative to take something that they can comprehend, like, hey, this is my dessert and I really like it and I want it, and then to show them that a portion of this is getting siphoned off, and then you can sort of relate it to the way that the government does take out of our incomes to fund the various programs. But the thing is, it's important that kids understand that it's not just money going away. It does generate some kind of value. So in the case of the daddy tax, well, daddy's got to eat too, and daddy's important as well. And Big Daddy government needs to eat too. And we've got to be able to have some of the key things that supports the tax revenue. So whether that be roads, other infrastructure, services, emergency services, city services. But it's important that this is a message that kids understand from a young age, that, hey, taxes are a part of life. They're important. They do contribute to what you get out of your city or your state or the federal government, and they do help people with needs that they can't meet on their own. We're not going to build our own individual road or sidewalk, but the city government will do that, but it's funded by tax revenue. So why do we teach kids about these things? Because they need to understand as an adult what they have to do as part of being an adult. And it's not all fun, it's not all games. There's a lot of responsibility, and taxes are a big responsibility. So let's start at the right age and teach kids what they need to do. Kids need to understand that taxes impact all facets of our lives. So you've got taxes on your income. You've got taxes to fund Social Security. You've got taxes for your property. And you've got taxes on sales. So what are each of those, and what's their purpose? How do we understand them? Oh, income tax. Your federal income tax helps fund federal government programs. So whether that be the military or government services, various programs like FEMA, the FDA, these are government entities that are funded by tax revenue in part, and it's important that we have those so that we have clean food, clean air, so that we're able to function as a society. So it's not necessarily money wasted unless it's chosen to be wasted, but we do have a lot of really valuable things that come out of that. Certain states charge state income tax to fund state programs. Not every state. You have states like Texas, where I'm from originally, or Nevada, where I live currently, don't charge a state income tax. They get their revenue from other sources. But states like California or New York have high state income tax rates, and those fund those state-specific programs. So it's important to know what that is in the place that you live, and then make sure that you plan accordingly. A lot of people that I know choose where they live based on that state's tax rate. A lot of people are leaving California right now because they've seen these huge state income tax burdens, and it increases over time. And so it's become so burdensome that they look somewhere else, whether that be here in Nevada, which is close by, or further across the country to Texas or some of these other states like Florida. Property taxes help pay for things like community colleges, schools, hospitals, things within your local area. And so they're important because they help form the backbone of your local community. You have other city and state taxes that help fund local governments as well. So taxes may seem burdensome, but they do help us as a community. Like with property taxes, sales taxes pay for state and local budgets. So whether it's schools, fire departments, roads, those things that really help with your local community. So again, it's important to understand what the taxes go for. Sales tax is a consumption tax. So if you want to pay less sales tax, you can choose to by purchasing less. However, unlike income tax is on your personal revenue. You have no say in that. You can only plan to optimize your tax strategies, but you can never eliminate this tax unless you're super wealthy, and then you have more avenues available to you. As far as minimizing your own personal tax burdens and tax rates, I recommend that you find a CPA, someone that can help you understand the options available to you. Don't use a tax preparation service because that doesn't require any formal training or licensing. Find someone who's actually a certified public accountant who understands tax, understands how to optimize the tax system. It's not cheating on your taxes to understand the deductions and benefits out there. They're created for you so that you can find those things the government wants you to do, whether that be donating to charity or helping to give back to the community, all these, buying a home. These are the kinds of things that the government wants you to do, and they incentivize you to do so in your taxes. One thing that you should consider when making purchases is the implications of taxes on those purchases. So when you make a purchase, understand whatever you buy, there's going to be an additional tax to it. So whether that means you're going to buy a camera at Best Buy or you're going to buy a new car from the dealership, there's going to be a tax implication there. Make sure that you figure that in when you're calculating what that cost is going to be. And remember that when you buy something with your after-tax dollars and then you pay tax on that thing, you've really paid taxes twice. Know that that's what you're choosing to do, and make it a conscious decision. Don't let it get ahead of you. If this is the kind of content that you like, subscribe and leave me a comment down below on whether or not you want to hear more things about this. This is more of an informal chat. I just want to give you some information that I think is useful in a way of teaching and explaining to your kids. So I hope I see you in the next video.